Listen!
Welcome everyone, this is Andre's Restart, and today we are talking about Pikmin 4. And yes, you should play it. What am I getting at? Basically, Pikmin 4 is a really good game, and more people should give it a try. But before we go further, let me point out we are still aiming to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you do enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. With your help, it just might be possible. So today is Pikmin 4 launch day. I've been playing the game, so I don't have a lot of time today. I'm just going to kind of talk and put some Pikmin 4 gameplay in the background. It's more of a simple edit here, but I felt it was worth talking about this because this game is so good, yet, historically speaking, it is not sold well. The series, I mean. We even have this developer Q&A with Miyamoto and some of the other developers from the Pikmin series talking about how they could find a way to make Pikmin sell better. So let me read you a couple pieces from this Q&A. Many people seem to think the characters are cute, but that the games themselves are a bit difficult. Pikmin die if you make the wrong decision, so there may be some fear of losing them. Miyamoto. I get that people find it more difficult when death is a factor, but I think the franchise's strength lies in its relationship with mortality. If something is irreversible, you need to figure out a way to prevent undesired things from happening. To try to prevent Pikmin from dying, you need to practice Dandori. To me, that's what makes this game unique. I think people find Pikmin difficult for two reasons: the controls and the depth of the gameplay. I spent a long time mulling over how we could convey these points as interesting rather than difficult. For those that don't know, Dandori is a Japanese word that means to think about planning and efficiency in advance to get things done smoothly. So basically time and resource management. But continuing on, Kondo. Yes, looking at players' reactions to the first 3 games, I've also thought really hard about how to get more people to play this game. In the early stages of development, we prioritized ease of play and experimented with making the controls easy enough for those who aren't used to playing games. We also tested improvements to the camera and AI. Also, it just doesn't feel like a Pikmin game to me if it's not like the first one. That is, if it doesn't have this Dandori element where players learn and become more efficient through repetition. So the developers of the Pikmin series want this game to sell, and they are analyzing the series and trying to find ways to make it better. And when we take a look at Pikmin 4, I think there's a lot of things about this game that will appeal to a larger audience. But firstly, let me just say that the Pikmin series is a critically acclaimed series. Every single Pikmin game is a very highly rated game. They are always some of the highest rated games that come out for their respective years. And last I checked in with Pikmin 4, it's currently seated at a 88 on Metacritic, which puts it as one of the highest rated games of the year. It could be in the conversation for Game of the Year, not to say it's going to win because there's some steep competition, but it's that kind of game, it's that kind of good. But Pikmin is a different type of game. It's not a massive open world medieval adventure, it's not a crazy horror game, it's not a shooter game that you play with 100 people online. It's something unique. The Pikmin series is about Dandori, it's about managing your resources. But what they've made with Pikmin 4 is they have made it a little bit more like an adventure game and an action game. Those elements have always been a part of the Pikmin series. But now, because of the way they've adjusted the camera and the AI, as they pointed out, you can see a lot more of the world now. The exploration feels a bit more fluid and dynamic, and you're going to see a lot of elements in the environment. They're going to be like, oh, that looks really cool, let me explore it. Very much like a Zelda game, for example. But they've also fine-tuned certain gameplay elements that have just kind of streamlined the experience. There is a rewind feature for those who have that fear of failure. You do not have to worry, there is that. But I've also noticed that the way the cursor moves around when you lock on with your reticule, it is very snappy, it's very intuitive, it works very easily. In prior Pikmin games, it may have been a little bit more challenging to get your sights set on where you want to target your Pikmin. So they've definitely optimized that. And then the introduction of Ochi, the dog, it does speed up movement, it does allow you to gather your Pikmin more quickly and move about in a more efficient manner. but also it gives you more offensive options. There's a number of things you can do with Ochi as you progress throughout the game, and I think it's made combat more fun. You can dash in with your dog, you can send your Pikmin in hordes, and it works really well. And I'll also point out that they've made it a little bit easier to control sending out Pikmin in droves. You just press X repeatedly and you can send the different types of waves. This speeds up the gameplay and you can get a lot done in this way. You can use particular types to do different things. So if you have a fire enemy, you send your red Pikmin. If you have an enemy you want to freeze, you send your ice Pikmin. If there's an electric enemy, you send your yellow Pikmin, and so on. So when you start to bring these elements together, when you have this force that moves around kind of like an intelligent species of ants, but are kind of cute, you can do so much with the world. And yes, you are these small creatures in this giant, massive world, so it is a bit of a spectacle. And visually, the way the game presents itself, I do think it's beautiful, but also it kind of has a little bit of this magical property, if that makes any sense. The overall point I'm making here is that there's a lot of really great elements about this game. It's fun to explore, the action is thrilling, but it's all been designed in a way where it's not too stressful, and it is easy to pick up and play and explore for many different types of people, but at the same time, it isn't like there isn't challenge to find. Your efficiency can improve with your abilities in Dandori. You can get more done more quickly, you can acquire more treasure in a single day. And as you explore and interact with this world, there's lots of really great designs, and there's a lot of really beautiful environments to move around in. It all comes together to make this very charming experience. As you run around with the Pikmin, they start to sing and chant. The environments themselves, I would say, are soothing. Pikmin 4 is a great game to just sit down, explore, think, and just relax. It's something that I do think will appeal to a large audience. In some ways, I do think it kind of has some of those elements from Tears of the Kingdom and Animal Crossing, some of the best-selling games on Switch. I think it kind of relates to those a bit. Because these games, you can kind of just do your own thing, and you can relax. I would say both of these games are very soothing, Breath of the Wild as well. But at the same time, it's its own thing, and you'll be able to try something new if you haven't played the Pikmin games before. But here's the best part. There is a demo, a pretty significant demo, that you can download for free, and you can give it a try. See if you like it. And you can play it for a few hours. It's not like a very short 20-30 minute stint. You can put a few hours into this, and it's not like you'll play the game for 4 to 5 hours, and then have to start all over if you decide to buy the game. Your save data does translate over, so there's no risk. And the way the story has been done, it kind of recaps the events very quickly in the beginning of the game. So there isn't really any need to play prior Pikmin games. In fact, there's an argument right now that Pikmin 4 kind of retcons the entire series, so the first 3 games don't really matter in terms of story. I haven't beaten the entire game yet, so I'm not so sure if that's totally the case, but the point is, the way they've conveyed the story, you don't need any prior experience of other Pikmin games to fully enjoy this one. So my overall point is, you should play Pikmin 4. Try the demo. See if you like it. I think many of you will. It's a really good game. It's one of the best games that's going to come out this year. And I just hope that it finds a larger audience, because there are more people that deserve to enjoy this fantastic game. Anyways, I'm going to go back to playing Pikmin 4. It's a great Friday. Hope you all have a good one. And I'll see you all really soon. Take care.